Hello, and thank you for joining me for another adventure in Thrifting with Purpose. Today, I wish to share with you my progress in the challenge Nancy at This Overstuffed House issued. Since last week, I was gifted this sewing machine station. It was on its way to the thrift store, and I was asked if I would like to have it, and I said yes, please. It's a wonderful addition to my workspace. I have a place to display the sewing machine that I just love. It's a new home from the 1950s. I thrifted it in 1996. It came with all of its decorative cams and its necessary parts. I'm very grateful for the drawer space for all my sewing notions. And then my ribbons. And the bottom drawer especially. I've put my micas, my foils, my brushes, sequins, and gilding materials. And it is perfect for the glitter. And as we know, glitter is the gift that keeps on giving. These little jars are very hard to store in a craft room. They take up a lot of shelf space. And putting them in shoe boxes and storage boxes, they can become a little bit cumbersome when you're looking for them. So I'm very grateful to have everything in one spot. These are the bins that I freed up since last week. I completed several projects. And with the new storage that I have with the sewing machine station, it was perfect. I freed up that bin and went through it, completed projects. I donated a few items, and others I just found better places for them. This is where I kept my sewing notions, and I freed this also. This little gadget I built over the week, and it will be an armature for holding my camera, for overhead shots, for handcrafts. I did not show the building process because it was sort of a question of how it was going to be done, but it turned out just fine. Measure twice and cut once. That's my motto. I was very happy with the way it turned out, and I can move the armature anywhere I need to, and it's perfect for filming over the sewing machine, for quilting and junk journaling. Now I'm in the process of making the rest for my camera. I try to keep 10 sheets of artboard, the foam artboard, on hand at all times. I buy it at the dollar store. That is your best buy. I got in the habit of keeping it handy, especially when my son was in primary school. And that's the rest for the camera. It's glued to the top. It's very stable. That extra shelf I built for my countertop provides me a lot of extra square footage for storage of projects. And we're going to begin our day in our future project here with a daily brooch. And everything must have lace and flowers. These are the florals that I thrift, beautiful silk flowers. If you're very careful and watchful, you can find all sorts of things. This is the bin that I store my florals in. There's some sugar fruits that I've been collecting. I started this bin when I started doing craft fairs about 8 years ago. It's been very helpful for around the house and for craft fairs and for projects when my son was in grade school. I tried to pick up the beautiful silk flowers as I find them at the thrift store. Normally they still have their tags on them from Joann's or Michael's. These were all recently thrifted, and I'm just going to go through and decide which ones I'm keeping and which ones I will be redonating. On those darker fruits there, I can replace any of those small parts that are missing using polymer clay. When you see me taking things off camera, those are the items I'm going to be redonating. And in that bag, I put it in with the sugared fruit, but I actually found a brass apple. Now we're going to head toward a repurposing project. And as our title suggested, necessity is the mother of invention. And that includes my armature and what we're about to embark on right now. All these beautiful purple flowers came from St. Vincent's. Someone must have had an anniversary party because there was a large display which I dismantled, and they're just lovely, and I just love purple. So I'm going to make a bouquet for my husband. I thrifted a beautiful little table from St. Vincent also, and that little floral display is going to go downstairs. We're going to repurpose this Fenton candle holder. That is silicone, liquid silicone for lubricating the belts on your cross trainer. You must use 100% silicone for what I'm doing as a release agent, because I'm going to be using the hot glue. And because I'm going to be doing projects involving pouring acrylics soon, I have to use 100% silicone as a release agent for those projects. You could purchase that on Amazon. It's not very expensive. I love these beautiful Fenton candle holders, and unless you can find those slim tapered candles, there's not a whole lot of use for them. So we're going to turn them into a flower frog for silk flowers. What I would suggest for this project is plug your hot glue gun in way ahead of time so that the glue is very hot. And this way you get a beautiful formation when you're creating the plug for the flowers. I have 3 of these Fenton candle holders. I have one in amber and one in moss green that you will see shortly. Nancy had a beautiful blue one that she sold not too long ago, and I'd like to find one of those in the wild. This is going to be for the center of the for the centerpiece, where that large tapered candle would go. I just love purple. When I buy hot glue sticks, I buy the long ones and I cut them in half. I find that I get more for my money that way. That beautiful little vintage acrylic floral candle holder, I just thrifted that for $1 this last week, along with all these flowers. It was a great day, especially with that little table. I just love it. I'll share that table with you in a future video. Now, at first, the flowers won't stay in very well. It's because of all the silicone. So you're going to want to clean that off with rubbing alcohol. And you might want to use some floral paste to tack them in there. But isn't that lovely? And there's the hydrangea. And I made the plug and I just glued some wonderful leaves from my floral bin, and I have a beautiful centerpiece for my workbench. And now I'm going to share with you some of the floral displays I've made with the thrifted flowers that I've collected over the last few years, as well as thrifted vases. Thank you so much for joining me today. Please like and subscribe, share this videos, and hit the notification button. This lovely piano music was by a gentleman named Johnny Easton. Have a lovely day.